Since China and Honduras established diplomatic relations in March this year, and the Honduran president made a successful visit to China, the relationship between China and Honduras has developed rapidly. There are many achievements between China and Honduras. What do you think of these achievements?
Yes, well, since the diplomatic relations between our two countries were established, the trade and the commercial interactions are increasing very rapidly, which is a very good sign. I think that that will increase. I'm very happy about the way things are going, and I'm sure our government and our president, Doña Xiomara Castro, is very happy about the way things are going.
The data showed that the trade between China and the Honduras has grown. From your perspective, what are the prospects for trade development between China and Honduras?
I think it's going to increase. There is a possibility of more exports from Honduras. We have to increase our production and improve our technology to export products to China, but I think it's going to increase, and we also are going to import more things from China.
Honduras participated in the CRIE recently as a country guest of honor. What do you think of the platform of CRIE? What do Honduras get from the CRIE?
And I think it's a fantastic opportunity. There were 500 companies and more than 120 countries participating. So for Honduras was the opening to the world, the possibility of showing our products, the possibility of showing the way we do things. I think our stand was very successful, and there was a lot of people who visited and like what we show. We show how we make and distributed the coffee among people, and we show them also how we make the tobaccos, which are an important product of the country. And in general, yes, the fair definitely is a window to the world, an opportunity of interfaces and interactions between countries in a friendly manner. And before that, I was in the China LAC, different characteristics, but also a great success.
China and Honduras has launched negotiations on a bilateral free trade agreement. So how is it going? What far-reaching impact will it have on the trade between China and Honduras?
The negotiations are going very well, I think. We were thinking about completing the negotiations in a year. I think it's going to schedule. That agreement will be signed, and I think will create the opportunities, possibility of increased interfaces, increased interaction, the taking away of barriers between countries, the movement of people and all that will be facilitated. I think it's going to be completed in time, and I hope it's going to be very successful too.
The Honduras is very rich in tourism resources. What's the potential for tourism development between China and Honduras?
Remember that Honduras is not only in the center of Central America, but in the center of America. Honduras has on the one side the Caribbean Sea, and on the other side the Pacific Ocean. Honduras is definitely a very attractive destination. So we are very rich in touristic areas, not only on both coasts, but also in the middle of the country, which is the mountainous area. Now, besides that, Honduras is a very rich country in terms of cultural background. We have the Spanish culture. We have our original cultures, the Mayan and the Lenca cultures, and we have a very strong influence from African cultures that came afterwards.
As a famous scientist, what do you think of the science and technology development in China? Do you have further plans to promote the science and technology exchanges between China and Honduras?
Well, I think that the development of China as a science and technology powerhouse has been spectacular over the years. I have followed developments, especially in my area of biomedicine, and I think that you have achieved enormous things in this area. There is a lot of things still to be done. Oh, definitely. We have already started talking. We need to train personnel. We need to develop infrastructure in our universities to do research. And we need to also increase our cultural exchanges. We have already discussed the possibility, and we are doing it, to create a Confucius Institute at the University of Honduras in Tegucigalpa. The Ambassador Yu Bo from China in Honduras has participated actively in promoting this, and the rector of our university has been very happy in trying to set it up as early as possible. I think that will be an avenue for cultural exchanges and interactions that can be very, very rich.
What do you think of the Belt and Road Initiative? What's the significance of the BRI in promoting the relationship between China and Honduras?
I think it's a great initiative. I think that the idea of developing infrastructure in what is called these days the Global South is a very good and very significant idea. If you add to that increased communication and breaking barriers between peoples and improving interfaces and interactions such that we actually live in a world which is inclusive, taking into account the needs of the environment and the potential problems that we have with climate change. Well, there are projects in Honduras which fit very nicely with the definition of the creation of renewable energy and the development of water resources and development of agriculture and so on. I think altogether is a very powerful initiative which is going to benefit especially the countries of the Global South.
In addition, actually the world is facing many challenges, just as you mentioned. What's the special significance of establishment of diplomatic ties between China and Honduras?
And I'm incredibly impressed the way things have changed. Especially, I think the most impressive thing for us in the Global South is the way in which China has taken out so many people out of poverty. And I think that's a very important example for us. That's definitely one of the most important things that we have to do. I think we have to also work to finish with the terrible inequality that exists in society, the problems related to climate change, which are very severe, especially in countries like ours in the Caribbean. Those are things that need to be worked internationally by everybody. The problem at the moment is that more and more what is becoming fundamental is to achieve world peace. If we are fighting against each other, if we are wasting resources in useless confrontations, in fact not useless, damaging confrontation, we don't have the resources which are necessary to dedicate to those fundamental things like climate change fight and the fight against poverty and inequality. So world peace is probably at this stage the most important thing to achieve. Well, the special thing is again that we are part of a general trend of opening up to the world, of interacting with as many countries as possible, of going for win-win situations in which everybody.
知道视频，有趣有料的新闻短视频。
We live in a world of peace and understanding.